We're back.
We're back.
More
And,
questions, more answers.
questions and more answers.
There you go.
If we can. And this
Okay.
this is the first of the first four. And the question is it still enjoyable being in Right Said Fred now as it was in the early days?
It's a different sort of enjoyment.
I think it's better actually.
Yeah, overall it's better because we aren't bossed around. We do what we want to do. Financially, much better then.
Yeah.
Because we weren't being cancelled.
Yeah.
And having hatred thrown at us by the great and the good.
Hi everybody.
From that point of view, financially better then, although I have to say with some of the writing credits we've had recently, we've been very fortunate.
Yep.
Overall, day to day, we enjoy it more now than we did before.
Yeah. So it says here, I'm a huge fan of the intro for Love for All Seasons. Who came up with the idea?
Right, I can't remember who came up with the idea. It was played by Phil Taylor.
Yeah, exactly.
Phil Taylor, yes, Phil Taylor.
Da-da-dee-da.
Yeah. What the idea behind it was, in some of the old songs, they used to have this preamble before the song started, like in "Lost My Heart in San Francisco," Tony Bennett, and it's something. It's almost half talked, half spoken, or half sung rather. And so we wanted to do something like that. So that's our attempt at that.
Yeah.
Who actually came up with the idea? I don't know. It may have been Tommy D, the producer.
Yeah.
More likely, probably Richard, because he's a big fan of that genre.
Next question. This is not me speaking, obviously. I'm 40 this year. What's the secret of looking so young?
Well, again, we've sort of touched on this before.
Thing,
we're lucky.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad were very youthful, even in their old age. Well, Dad never got old; he died at 67. But Mum was very youthful. We are careful now with what we eat and drink. We are quite careful. So we do exercise regularly. I think a lot of it's luck. I think with skiing, just whether you get wrinkles or not.
Also, not just looking after yourself a bit, not smoking.
I'm not anti having work. You had a nose done.
I had a nose job.
Yeah, I haven't had any.
I had three.
Yeah, 3 noses.
I just decided one was enough.
Yeah. You can smell something on
the
the way.
Yes.
I had a little bit of work done on my tummy because I was ill, put on weight.
Yeah.
That didn't go very well, to be honest with you. I might have some work done at some point, but overall it's more luck than anything. But obviously, the cleaner you can be, the better.
I think if you're continually trying to fight a fight that you can only lose, you want to look young, even when you're 90. I think you've got to recognise the fact that nature has a way of beating you at it. So
you end up with trout mouth.
Yeah, you've got to be a little bit realistic. I think. Yeah. Okay. Why did I'm Too Sexy not knock Bryan Adams off #1 in the UK charts 1 month 31 years ago? And have you ever forgiven him for it?
It didn't knock it off because he sold more than we did.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And have we forgiven him? Yes, we have, because we were #1 in America and he wasn't.
And I'm taller than him.
Oh. So am I.
So there.
So no, we were in a way we're sort of grateful because Deeply Dippy went on to be #1 in the UK.
Yep.
So did the album. So no issues about that at all.
And also you've got to remember that was our first single.
Three months before we were skint and no one would touch us.
So going to #2 was absolutely brilliant. If it just gone to number 30, it would have been cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than making fabulous music, thank you for that. What pastimes do you both enjoy?
Richard's a big fan of walking
and reading.
We both like going to the gym.
Yep.
I enjoy meditational sort of audible stuff I listen to. I also listen to audible books. I close my eyes and drift off with those. I enjoy movies.
We both like movies. And good documentaries.
Yeah. I used to like travelling. I used to really enjoy it, actually. Not now so much, sadly.
No.
That's sort of it, really. We're quite simple individuals. We aren't big joiners in. We don't go to clubs. I mean, we don't play golf. We don't do tennis clubs.
No.
Friend next door neighbour does part of a rowing club. We don't do that sort of thing.
I think that's probably really cool, actually, when you're on the water. And
it's brilliant.
Calm
Damn, my bloody shoulders are out to that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, next question. Have there been any thoughts on a Right Said Fred film? Life of Right Said Fred?
Actually, there have. Not from us, because we don't really care. If that happened or not, but we have been asked by a couple of people, and we've always said, yeah, great, just keep us posted and see what happens and stuff like that. But nothing's come to fruition. And someone in film who works in film read the book and thought this would be a great movie. Will that happen? I have absolutely no ideas. There's always lots of talk and not always a lot.
Apparently, Tom Cruise wants to play me.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, apparently, we're a shoo-in.
Seriously?
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you can't tell the difference.
That's very strange.
Very strange.
I didn't realise that because The Rock is playing me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's natural.
Exactly. Okay, how did you both cope with fame? Were you both okay with it?
Richard was better than me. I didn't mind being famous in terms of when you're on stage and playing. That made sense to me because you've got a big record, you're on stage, I get that. Being a celebrity off stage, people don't recognise you in the street, in bars, in clubs and restaurants. I found that very peculiar. It's never sat right with me. I still don't enjoy it. I accept it, but it's not something I particularly enjoy. Richard's much better at it than I.
Yeah, it's slightly sort of, it's a bit of a dichotomy because on the one hand, if I walk into a place and don't get noticed, it really pisses me off. And if I walk into a place and do get noticed, it really pisses me off. So I'm pissed off no matter what I do.
Back in the room.
What was your favourite video? What was your favourite video and why to make the video to make?
I'm Too Sexy, I suppose, because it was the first. And after that, I would probably say, I think I enjoyed You're My Mate, actually, bizarrely. And I've enjoyed some of the other ones, but we haven't been in them. Like
we made
Tired.
2 for You're My Mate, actually.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
We actually made 2. Yeah. Okay, if you hadn't become musicians, what profession would you have gone into?
I would have stayed working in the health industry, probably working in gyms, maybe some nightclub work as well, probably that sort of stuff.
Yeah, or politics would have been my thing, I think.
Yep.
Okay, the last of these 4, what is your favourite food?
We've had that before, but we'll answer again.
Oh, yes, we have.
My
Yeah.
favourite food is chili con carne.
Yeah.
I like tuna steak.
Spaghetti pasta?
Some pasta. Yeah, no, I like a
Curry is
lot.
one of my favourites.
Chili con carne.
Yeah. I like anything actually, pretty much, in terms of food. Which famous person did you most enjoy meeting?
Most enjoy meeting Michael Hutchence, I'd have to say. Paulie Yates was lovely. Bernard Cribbins.
Actually, Peter Cook.
Peter Cook.
That would be the one for me.
Peter Cook, yeah.
Yeah, Peter Cook, who, so for a German audience, he's a very, very big and famous British comedian.
Yes.
So he's passed away now. What was your childhood like? You have very loving parents. I can tell by the kind of men you have become. That's very sweet.
That's very kind.
We had a very loving and supportive childhood.
Yep.
Mum and Dad were both very cool.
We were privileged.
Yeah.
Not financially, although Dad was very middle class. We weren't poor by any means, but we were very privileged because they were very loving, very caring, and supportive when we started doing music.
Yes, they didn't sort of hurry us into a job or anything else like that.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Bob Dylan, who is the hero of this person asking the question, and David Bowie?
Right, I'll go first. I played guitar for Bob Dylan in '86 as part of a movie called Hearts of Fire. He was lovely. I know there's lots of stuff said about him. Well, his personal experience, my personal experience with him, he was very friendly. He gave me a leather jacket as a thank you. And I sat down in his trailer and we went through some songs together, and he was really nice. He was just a nice guy. I wasn't really in awe, although I was a massive fan. I've just never been that prone to starstruck, but I felt very honoured to be in his presence.
Also, a lot of these famous people, like when I met David Bowie, they're quite private.
They are. Yeah.
They're not. It says when you meet them, that's
all
all
you do.
You don't really sit and have dinner with them or go on holiday with them or anything like that. It's pretty. I wouldn't say shallow, but it's very, very. It's not. It doesn't go deep. No. So, but David Bowie was very nice. He was quite shy and polite.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a bit.
Exactly. Right. Okay. This is the last lot of questions
Of this lot.
of this lot. And the first question is, well, I'll put it as it's written. Do you want to be musicians from a young age? I think that what they means is, do you want to work with musicians who are younger?
No. Did you want to be musicians from?
Did you want to?
Be musicians?
When we were very young, you mean?
Yeah, from about the age of 11 or 12.
Oh, yeah. Probably a bit later, I would think, 15 or 16.
Okay.
I would think. Has the new soon-to-be hit given you guys big motivation boost as it's a great track?
I don't know what you mean. Do you mean Godsend?
If you mean Godsend, we are very pleased with that track.
Very happy with Godsend.
Yeah.
We're very happy with also, we're in the studio at the moment writing and recording, and we've got a couple of different songs going on, and we're very happy with that. But also the word, just very quickly, the word hit, people think that a hit is when you're in the charts. The definition of hit has changed, because if you're not in the charts but you get your song into a movie, or a TV commercial,
that's a hit.
or a video game, that's a hit, and a much bigger hit than being in the charts. So it depends on your interpretation.
From an artist's point of view, obviously it's what the track earns.
Yes, yeah.
So if it's in a movie, it can earn a lot more than if it's in the charts.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
You know. What would you like your legacy to be? As a band or people, both maybe.
In terms of the band, I'd just like people to play our songs now and again and enjoy them. That's it. And as a bloke, I'd like to be remembered as someone who was loyal and trustworthy.
Yeah, I think
not for me to judge, I guess.
No, I think as a band, because of this whole COVID thing, we'll be remembered in a slightly different way to
that's true.
The way we were remembered 3 years ago.
That's true.
So that I think has to be taken into account as well. What do you want people to remember about you? Which is what you just sort of said.
Oh, right. Oh, I see, yes. About humour. I think this is not really to say, is it? I think we have quite a good sense of humour. And I'd like people to put on our music and have a good time listening to it. And I'd like to be remembered as an artist who had the courage to stick their head above the parapet. Whether you agree with us or not doesn't matter.
No, exactly.
It's just having that courage to speak your mind. Yeah.
Okay, first of the next of the four. Do you still see Rob? Would he ever rejoin the band?
We will never see Rob. Never. We saw him about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Would he join the band again? No. I very much doubt it. No. I think he's got a different life now, and I'm not sure it would work again like it did. Are we in touch? No. Any animosity? No.
It's a no all round,
yeah,
really.
Really, yeah.
Are you touring? We've had this question before.
Yeah, we are. We hope to be touring.
Are you touring soon? Is the question.
We expect to be out on the road in 2023. Those dates are to be announced, and we're not sure where they will take us yet.
Next question: have you always got on with each other, or has working together been hard at times?
We've always got on since our teens. We didn't get on pre-teen. We've got on pretty much since we've been in a band. Occasionally we have bad days, but the arguments don't last long. Life is short.
9 times out of 10 you can't remember them.
I can't remember what the arguments are. I say with my wife, I can't remember what the bloody hell we were arguing about.
Exactly.
And who cares? So no, life is short. I think also falling out with family is a big decision.
Yeah, it's a mistake if you avoid it. When was the first time you heard your songs in public, and what was it like?
It was very, very exciting because in public, do you mean my radio? We heard it on Radio 1.
Yeah.
And also on Gary Crowley on his evening show. We heard the 12-inch. It was very exciting because you hear it just like you've heard lots of other music. In terms of playing live, the first big experience with I'm Too Sexy was probably one of the Radio 1 shows. Yeah. Where you see the reaction the crowd have to the song. So.
Do you remember hearing one of our, way before I'm Too Sexy, a track of ours on the radio?
Yes, we had
we were painting and decorating in Ray Street in London.
Yeah, what did they play?
And it was a competition, I think, that Capital were running, I think, and you had to send tracks in. And our track, I don't know, we didn't win. I think we came in second. But the tracks that were in the top 5 or whatever it was, as far as I remember, were played on the radio. And while we were painting and decorating in this place in Ray Street in London, we heard it on the radio.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And the bass player was the bass player from Wishbone Ash, which we probably don't have ever heard of.
Martin Turner.
Martin Turner
Good
was
man.
the bass player. Something you wish someone had told you when you were younger?
Don't take no for an answer.
Yep.
Stand your ground.
Yep.
Do what you love. Keep hold of your copyrights. That's about it, really.
Yes, I think so.
Follow the love. Don't waste your time with the haters.
Yes, well, one of the things about being young is you're heavily influenced by your friends and your mates. And one of the most difficult things to do, I think, when you're younger is to carve your own forest. It's easier when you get older. But when you're younger and surrounded by your friends or you're at school or something, it's very hard to step out of line with what they want you to be.
Yeah, also one very quick thing. Difficult. The music industry is populated by people who seek validation and approval. We've never really done that. Not as much as other people.
No.
So I would say that don't bother yourself with other people's approval and validation.
Exactly.
Please yourself as much as you can.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the final question. What fuels your artistry?
Ooh.
Steady now.
Coffee.
Coffee. I don't know.
That's really. Wine. I think other people's work. Sometimes stuff we've done before. Sometimes you'll do a gig and you'll think, that song went really well. Let's look at that sort of thing again. Someone may say something and you write it down. For us, it tends to be it's a mishmash, isn't it?